Hi friends, nice to meet you all. So just I am going to give a small explanation about a stacker reclaimer, mainly stacker, how it will be functioning with a hydraulic circuit. So this explanation will be giving a outline of and basic as a newcomer they can understand how the things are working and what are the precautions that are to be taken care, mainly especially how to handle the counterbalance wall and rupture disc wall during any inspection or any maintenance activities. These things to be handled carefully. So while working with the counterbalance wall alone, you have to consider some minor safety precautions. So please go with this video. You can understand many factors and you can understand what are the things to be keep in mind and how to handle the situation. Thank you. Hi friends, now this circuit is about stacker and reclaimer. Due to some safety reasons I could not disclose the company name, but I can suggest you this is the common circuit how it will be working for most of the hydraulic operator circuits. Maybe some difference may be in the pump system or some circuit may be having little bit modification, but logically if you are thinking, mostly this is the optimum things that will be occurring in a hydraulic circuit for stacker reclaimer working purpose. So in that, now I am going to show you here in the reservoir tank. This is the reservoir tank which is having the capacity of 150 liters. So in that, two pumps, one is will be running and one will be in the standby. So this pump is normally supplied by this company as an geared motor. So after this geared motor normally used to be not more sensitive as like axial piston pump. So initially though we have to make the priming, so initially remove the outlet hose and during direction checking we can have the priming thing also, so no problem in that. So however during the circuit installation, I mean pipings installation, mostly try to take care of flushing with minimum microns and do the analysis test. NAS value should be below 2 so that you will get the purity of the oil good and the life of the system also will be for a long. So next to that, now we will go to the circuit once again. So here there will be two check valves. So normally the check valves will be provided in every system, hydraulic system, for the safety purpose of the pump, because during if there is any hydraulic pressure rising in the circuit, it will be directly affecting the pump system, so that it may get failed at coupling or the weak point wherever it is. So from that circuit there is a small solenoid valve provided by the supplier which is used for a recirculation purpose, and that ends up to the reservoir with the filter. So here it has been displayed as 5 micron. Okay, and this solenoid valve will be acting using the circuit that is given in a logic. So in case this is the solenoid operated and spring retraction solenoid valve, whereas when the solenoid valve is acted up, the oil will be going to the circuit. So once the solenoid valve is getting acted up, this will be the oil will be going back to the circuit. So there is a pressure relief valve that is variable type. So this pressure relief valve is set to 50 bar. So I mean that when the 50 bar it is reaching in the circuit, the oil will be getting disclosed to the tank once again to 10 micron filters. So once again I will be repeating, these are some limit switches for level indications and temperature indications. All this will be used for the purpose that the circuit will be completely automized, so nothing needs to be started by PLC or manually. Nothing can be carried out unless you are given with the permission of manual operation. So next to that, here is you can see a small T2 which is used for the filling, oil filling purpose. Those things and all can be carried over here. So next, once again we will go to the circuit. So here there is a push button operated solenoid valve, so I mean a normal direction control valve arrangement, so which is used to display the pressure. So in case if you are closing this two valves, I mean manual valves, you can see the pressure setting for this pressure relief valve what you have set. Or even one more thing also you can do, this solenoid valves S2 and S3, if it is not in an operating condition, so oil will be not moving to the next part, so that the pressure also can be get indicated in this one. So during commissioning alone we have to check it that this should be set with 10 bar. So because counterweights will be added on to the stacker. In that case, if you are adding the counterweights in full in a single shot, if you are fixing the counterweights, there may be chances that it may collapse. So that purpose we have to go by step with a 10 bar and 20 bar if the boom is lifting slowly. So based on the requirement we can increase the counterweights for the stacker boom. So next to that, once again we will go to the circuit. So here there are two solenoid operated direction controllers with spring action, and this is a 3-sectional 4-way control valve. So from this, once if the S2 is getting acted up, I mean this is getting switched on, yes, solenoid valve is getting acted up, the oil will be going to the flow control gate. So this flow control gate will be having a check valve, and along with that a variable flow control. This can be carried out with the manual purpose. So this will be giving you a thing that the both cylinders should be lifted in the same condition, because sometimes if the flow control valve is not adjusted properly, there may be a chance that piston will be going very fast in one side and piston in other side will be going slow. So based on that you have to adjust with a completely closed condition initially, and then slowly you open in the same rotations how much times you have opened in both sides. So next to that, once again there is two check valves, I mean NRVs, which will be used to have the tapping of hydraulics. Just for the checking purpose you can tap in this location, so you can clearly understand what is the pressure in till to this tank location. This is fully in a packed circuit. This is because all these parts all will be located in the single unit. So this is indicated in the box with the dotted and space lines. Okay, so next to this there is a ball valve arrangement. These valves will be used to open the oil to the other part, which is like circuit, pipings and actuator, whatever it is. So in this circuit, if the S2 valve, as I shown you earlier, there is a S2 valve, when it is getting acted up, the oil will be moving from port to lifting of the actuator, I mean the piston rod will be moving up. So initially you have, as I have told you earlier, all the pressure settings should be made in such a way that which should be within 10 bar. Already these are maybe factory, during the factory inspection they will be checking it to the maximum pressure whatever they were required, but in my opinion you should not go to the same procedure, same pressure whatever they are setting it is. Slowly if you are increasing, you can balance the counterweight of boom conveyor. So stacker boom, I am talking about stacker boom. So once the oil is getting here, when the oil is coming to them, there is a check valve, and this is a counterbalance valve. I will clearly explain you what the purpose of this one. And there is one more valve is rupture valve, hose rupture valve. This is also a special purpose, for the safety reasons they have implemented this one and this one. I will explain you later on what are this working, but all these parts are inbuilt with the actuator. Okay, So next let us see the oil, where how it is going to reach the bottom side of rod end. So when the oil is getting filled up in the bottom side, slowly the piston will be moving up. Both the cylinders should be move on the same time. It is not more than 10 mm difference, so that if it is having any changes in the rod displacement, you will be facing problem like one side will be highly pressurized and another side will be lowly pressurized. At same time the stroke will be different, so you have to consider in such a way that flow control, as I had told you earlier, flow controls to be adjusted exactly. So next to that, now the oil will be 10 bar here. So once again you have to reduce the valve to normal condition, and once again you have to change over to S3 valve, because the purpose why I am telling this, when the oil is not in the other side, you will be having even ventings or not, air venting could not be done properly. At same time there is a chance that the piston will not have proper cushioning or proper seating to the opposite end wall. So for that purpose, for the safety of the piston also, we need to fill up the oil both sides with initially 10 bar by acting S2 and S3 valve. Okay, and then when you are if you are increasing the S2 and S3 valve, you have to use the pressure relief valve 30 bar and 30 bar. So this can be set in such a way that initially you can set these two pressure relief valves to 40 bar. I mean first after completion of 10 bar pressure, if you are filling up, so step by step you can go with the 20, as like for this one also the same 20 and 20 for this one. All the pressure relief valves you can carry out in the same way with the 20 bar and then 30 bar, and then finally the drawing prescribed pressure whatever it is. So but setting the two pressure relief valve at the same time, and you could not conclude that one. So in that case what you have to do is, first initially you set the pressure relief valve for the both purpose with the 40 bar. So and after setting that, you can check it in the tapping point whatever you have kept here. You can clearly view it what is the pressure with the manual pressure gauge, which is given with the NRV and Minimos hose and along with the pressure gauge, so that you can understand how much pressure it is there. So once if you are setting the 40 bar in both things, finally just you can adjust this part with 30 bar, seeing that your oil is getting relieved at 30 bar. Even you can see that there is a small gauge arrangement with the 30 bar. You can understand there will be a small oil flow through this pipeline to the tank, or else you can just remove the outlet pipeline, so that you can identify little bit oil will be reaching back to the tank. So you can confirm that you have set this pressure to 30 bar. Simultaneously the same thing will be happening here. Initially you need to check the 59 bar pressure setting and then to 45 bar pressure setting. So both you have to initially set to 59 bar, and slowly you have to reduce it to 45 bar by the same process what I have explained here. So this is the replica of this side also. So both are same. But one more thing, this valve above I have shown 25.2 and 25.1. These two lines are common, which will be giving the same pressures to the both side. So you can keep it in open condition. And next to that I have told a counterbalance valve. These two are counterbalance valve. The purpose of the counterbalance valve is whenever you are lifting or booming down the stacker, there may be chances that due to the heavy load, this system oil pressure, the piston rod will be coming very fast. To counterbalance that purpose, they have given this pressure relief valve with the pilot operated line, so that whenever the pressure, if you are getting increased 1.3 times, at that time only you can see that this valve will be getting opened, or else you could not see any oil getting released So even though the oil is getting leaked, it will be slowly relieved, so that the piston, whatever it is there, it will be relieved slowly, and it will be reaching to the rest point in the safe manner, or else it will be hitting to the opposite wall, which may damage the cylinder wall. So this is the exact main safety purpose of the system. And another one more thing, here there is a hose burst wall. This hose burst wall, say there is some hose lines will be there in other lines, the circuit. In case any of the hose is getting ruptured or anything happens, immediately this valve will be getting closed, so that oil will not be relieved suddenly. At same time, there will be accidents like boom down can be avoided. So for that purpose, they have given this rupture solenoid valve, rupture valve. This will be hose rupture valve. Exact name is hose rupture valve. This will be the safety purpose of this system. So exactly these are the purpose and how this will be working, we need to consider during erection and as well as commissioning. So this is how it will be working, the circuit will be working. Hope you have understand. In case if required, just I can show you a small video, but it will be not having highly technical you will not have the display of exactly how the rupture discs are working or the pressure relief valves are working, but you can understand how this will be functioning. Okay, thank you. So friends, I have shown a small circuit, but it will be not highly as detailed as the drawing I have explained you, but you can get a small idea how this will be working. So now, as I have told you, there is a pressure relief valve and there is a solenoid valve which is used for a recirculation purpose, and the pressure relief valve which is used for the safety of the system, and S2 and S3 valve which is used for changeover of boom up and boom retraction, and flow control valve and ball valve arrangement. And as I said, but here I could not show you the counterbalance valve because I am not having the symbol whatever it is, but you can understand the same thing will be working as I explained you there. So now one thing, here I have not given the solenoid valve operation but manual operation, so that you can understand how the oil will be moving up. So now I have changed it over it. So now the oil will be going towards this way. At same time oil is getting released. Unfortunately I have not closed this circuit, so oil will be, so now the oil is moving up. So you can see that the cylinder is moving up. Since I have not given any exact all the pipeline detailed, I have made in such a way that you can understand same way the retraction will be, lifting of the boom will be happening. So here I have made the one cylinder is moving higher side and another cylinder is moving slower, but the thing is same, we have to control with the flow control valve. So no issue, don't get confused that here the something is changes are there. Normally it will be, if the flow control valve is adjusted exactly, the both things will be lifted up in the same time. So now friends, two pistons has reached to the maximum position where the boom stacker boom conveyor will be in the lifted condition completely. So in the same way, once again we are going to change over the other part of the solenoid valve. Here maybe there is a difference in the S2 and S3, but the function is same. Okay. So the after change over the valve, the cylinder are moving the same way, so the same condition will be working here also. This is for your understanding purpose. Now finally you can see the both cylinder has been retracted to its initial position. So now the valve is set to the back to the position. Once again oil we are changing over this solenoid valve to the recirculation mode. So this is how it is working, the circuit. Hope you have understand everything. In case any doubts, please comment in the below box, and subscribe my channel and share your views. Thank you, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. It's a common wordings I have to use as like other YouTubers. So thank you, bye.